From Hopkins High School, it's 12 sports coverage of Lake Conference football. And tonight we have a great one for you with the undefeated 4-0 Hopkins Royals hosting the 3-0 Eden Prairie Eagles. Hi, welcome everybody. Along with Bill Hunstock, I'm Joe Moline. And Bill, it's a great matchup here today. You got Hopkins coming 4-0. First Lake Conference game, and in comes the defending state champion Eden Prairie Eagles.
Yeah, this is going to be a really good matchup, I think. A lot of people say, well, we got to get a good chance to play Eden Prairie, and we're going to get a good game against them, and then Eden Prairie proves them wrong. I think Hopkins has some real opportunities tonight. They've got some very diversified skill people. They've got a very solid offense and defense, and they can move the ball and they can defend the ball. And I think that's the kind of effort it's going to take to beat Eden Prairie if they can do it.
It takes quite an effort to beat Eden Prairie. One team that found its way to beat them last year was Wayzata, a 9-0 victory in the regular season. And everyone thought it might be Wayzata's year to win the state championship, but it was Eden Prairie who bounced back and knocked off the Trojans in that championship game. They're back this year with a lot of that same kind of talent, and obviously newcomers into the Eden Prairie lineup, but no team reloads like the Eagles.
No, they really do. They've got enough kids in the program that they get 25, 30 seniors every year coming through the program. And like Mike Grant told me today, those are kids that have played together, a lot of them since 5th, 6th, 7th grade. So they know each other, they work hard together, and it's like you said, they just reload. They got a new group of 25 coming in. They got 25 juniors waiting to come in next year.
And for Hopkins, it's just a great test. The Royals are one of those teams in the high school area that throws around the football better than anybody. And they come in with that 4-0 record, and they've mixed and matched opponents this year with 2 opponents from out of state, so it's really hard to tell where this Royals team is at.
Exactly. We saw them play against Houston Episcopal in the opening game, a smaller high school, but with some really good athletes. They handled that one very well. They had a nice lead. They lost the lead. They came back and won the game. Gritty play. I think that's the kind of effort it's going to take for Hopkins tonight. They got to be gritty. They can't make mistakes, and they can't let mistakes bother them.
And to sum it up, it's going to be the Hopkins air game here today, we expect, but they got to do something on the ground as well. Eden Prairie, great ground attack behind a great offensive line. So you talked about what Hopkins is going to have to do here tonight, but it's also going to take putting some points on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I think so. I think that Hopkins is going to have to move the ball around. They're going to have to use a combination of their running skills, their passing skills. 3 of the top 4 receivers in the Lake Conference are Hopkins receivers. We know they can throw and catch, but Eden Prairie will take away what you want to do and make you do what you don't do well. That puts a little pressure on the quarterback, JT Den Hartog, and on the tailback, David Clayett, and the offensive line. The offensive line holds together. You and I both know the offensive line can dictate the game.
Absolutely. It's the Royals and the Eagles, 2 unbeaten teams kicking off Lake Conference action. And we will kick the ball off in just moments here on 12 Sports.
So many kids' activities today seem to leave out the activity part. New research tells us that just getting children to walk an extra 35 minutes a day could spare them the pain of thinning bones later in life. Encourage your kids to get up, get out, and get moving.
Hello.
Hey, Grandma, how about another grape soda?
A public service message on building strong bones for kids from the Pediatric Orthopedic Society of North America and the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
welcome back to Hopkins High School, home of the Royals, as we get ready to kick off this big Lake Conference showdown here tonight. The first conference game for each team. Hopkins cruising through their schedule at this point, 4-0. As we said, playing the Houston game we saw earlier in the year on Channel 12. That was the first game of the football season last week, beating a team called Milwaukee Hamilton down in Milwaukee 49-0. And 2 non-conference wins over Champlain Park and Bloomington Kennedy. Eden Prairie having wins over Champlain Park as well. Rosemount and Centennial coming to this game. Hopkins will kick off to start this football game here tonight, as the kicker, Trace Bolstead, actually was missing a piece of equipment from his helmet. Runs off, maybe I think getting a mouth guard, borrowing a mouth guard from someone on the sidelines. That will be delicious.
There you go.
Eden Prairie's potent offense will start off as they receive. Well, Bolstead to kick for the Royals. Back to receive it, Derek Soderberg for Eden Prairie, as well as Logan Dutzman. This one will head in the direction of Soderberg. Now Lutzman steps in front of it, returns it across the 25, and tackled just above the 30-yard line, down about the 32, and that's where that Eagles offense will take over.
We get a good chance to look at the Eden Prairie offense and see if the Hopkins defense is going to be up to the task here.
There's your Eden Prairie starting offensive line. 3 juniors starting on that offensive line unit. Not the biggest crew that they've had for the Eagles, but a good one indeed. On the first play, the handoff goes right side, and taking that one from the fullback spot was Dan Fisher. Fisher, a 205-pound running back for the Eagles, picks up a couple yards on first down.
Run the old nice power play right off the right tackle there.
Fisher, first carry, goes for 3 yards, brings up second down and 7 at the Eden Prairie 35-yard line, I formation. And the Hopkins Royals defense converges nicely right there. Grant Schaefer, the quarterback, hands that one off, and the nowhere to go for the Eagles offense. This is the type of situation, Bill, that Hopkins wants to force the Eagles into, 3rd down and long.
Absolutely. And they had a really nice defensive play that time. Somebody came right behind, I don't know who it was, from the defensive left side, came right behind the pulling guard and was able to make the play. And that's the kind of thing that they're going to have to do, not just one series, but they're going to have to do this every series, because Eden Prairie will be relentless. A lot of times here they're in double tight end. Here they're double tight end, single running back, 2 flankers.
Fisher, the only running back behind Schaefer. They send one man in motion. And the handoff goes right up the gut, and Eden Prairie's offensive line gets a good push, and this will be very close to a first down as Fisher looks like he has it.
You know, so you got 3rd and 8. Hand the ball off to the only running back. Make 9 yards. Nice block by number 77, Eric Dunn, that time.
Broken tackle there. Sam Zuba was unable to wrap up Fisher, and a first down for the Eagles, their first one of the game. So first down and 10 now. From the 43-yard line, I formation. Handoff goes right up the middle again. This one's into the open field. It's Jacob Woodring. Woodring with one man to beat. It looks like Zach Meary's going to run him down inside the 5-yard line, but a huge pickup for the Eagles.
Very nice run, well blocked by the offensive line, pulling guard, actually pulling tackle. Gets in there and makes a nice block. Woodring is able to cut it back against the grain, get through the linebacker zone. Zach Meary does a nice job of bringing him down, saving the touchdown, but first and goal from the 4-yard line.
Eden Prairie getting a big 52-yard run there by Woodring. First down and goal, 4-yard line. 2 backs in the backfield. Handoff goes right side. And taking that ball up the right side there was Derek Soderberg. Soderberg gets met just beyond the line of scrimmage, but short of the goal line. That'll bring up second down and goal.
And they bring number 98, defensive lineman Tyson Reinke, in to be the lead blocker on that. It's 6'3", 265 pounds. That's a nice-sized lead blocker to have in front of your running back.
It'll be Reich and Soderberg in the backfield again. Double tight formation. Schaefer under center. Schaefer hands off to Soderberg again. Gets a big block along the right side. He's into the end zone, but we do have a flag on the play. The Royals might be saved here. Offsides on the defense appears to be the call, so this touchdown will stand for Eden Prairie. No, actually.
He didn't signal who the penalty is on.
He signaled second down.
He signaled dead ball, so so the play never happened. It's a dead ball foul against the defense. There you go. Yeah.
Second down, so no play. But looks like they must have been enough of a neutral zone infraction there that they were going to call that play dead, although we did not hear a whistle. So second down and 1. They'll go with pretty much the same setup there. Soderberg
the same play.
Gets the handoff again, and they run the exact same play and the same result indeed. Soderberg into the end zone for a touchdown as the Eagles take an early 6-0 lead.
Well, that's the Eden Prairie offense right there. Double tight end, moving the flankers and the running backs around to give you different looks, but power football all the way. Typically, fullback and a tailback.
On to attempt the extra point, Sam Mars for the Eagles. Holder will be Kellen Johnson. Snap is good, hold is good. And the kick for Mars is up and through the uprights for the extra point.
Here we'll see the lead block by Reinke on the defensive flank. There's nobody there in the second level to make the play, so Soderberg gets a nice run for the touchdown.
That touchdown drive set up by the big Jacob Woodring 52-yard run down inside the 10-yard line. And also the Eagles were able to convert on that 3rd down and 7 by running the football up the gut. That was a big play.
Yeah, when you can run the ball on 3rd and long and make your first down, that's real troublesome for the defense, because the next play that's going to come off of that in 3rd and long or 3rd and medium is going to be they're going to fake that play and throw it. And if you're not ready for the pass off of that run play, it's going to be a lot of problem for the defense.
Sam Mars to kick now for the Eagles. Back to return it, Sheed Hickman. Hickman will catch this one at his 6-yard line. And he heads up the right side, kind of shuffling back and forth, never getting to full sprint. And he gets tackled just shy of the 20-yard line. Hopkins will take over first possession of the game from their own 19-yard line. This Hopkins offense, an offense that's had a pretty good start to the season so far, averaging 37.8 points on the year, led by JT Den Hartog. The completion percentage of 60.5%, 779 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions on the year. And as you see the rest of the Hopkins starters, very talented wide receiver group to go with him. So Murray to the left side, 3 receivers to the right side rather, 3 receivers to the left, and he's out of the pistol formation. Den Hartog rolls to his left and throws on first down. This one gets broken up. His intended receiver was Kasky Adam, and the Eagles were there to break that one up and nearly got the interception.
Yeah, that ball is tipped. Nice throw by JT, but it was tipped just enough that had a chance of being intercepted.
There you take a look at JT Den Hartog, coach's son of head coach John Den Hartog. Again, out of the pistol formation. 2 receivers to each side. Den Hartog back to pass. Quick 3-step drop. Finds his receiver on the near side. That's Zach Murray. Murray catches that one for a short gain just across the 20-yard line.
Yeah, the quick slant to Murray there, bringing up a 3rd and long, 3rd and 7 for the Royals here.
3rd and 7. They'll send Condi Edgarda in motion. He sits up in the backfield now. Den Hartog back to pass, rolling to his left, doesn't see what he likes. Now finds a receiver open across the middle, and for a first down, it's Ricky Johnson.
Nice throw and catch here. JT wants to go to his right and then breaks off to his left. And as the defense starts to come up, he fires the ball, and Ricky makes a nice catch.
16-yard reception for Johnson, his first catch of the game. And Hartog now 2 for 3 early on here, picking up a big first down. Again, no huddle out of the shotgun. They send Edgarda in motion. Edgarda Condi. And we'll have a penalty on the Hopkins Royals. It'll back it up 5 yards.
Somebody along the line of scrimmage moved.
So 5-yard penalty on the Royals, slowing things down a little bit after picking up their first down. Playing against a very talented defensive front for the Eden Prairie Eagles. A lot of talent along the defensive line and in that linebacker position.
Right, and they're a very disciplined group. You're not going to find these guys freelancing and going where they think they ought to go. They're going to just play their style of defense, be very disciplined, and force Hopkins to make plays.
Den Hartog had a hard time handling the snap, now rolls to his right, and he finds Mary along the right side here. Good enough for about a pickup of 9 yards. A little short of the first down because of the penalty, but look at Den Hartog getting him some composure as he rolled out, was being chased there by Evan Perezzo. Able to get away from Perezzo and then make that completion.
Absolutely. Yeah, he shows some poise back there. He's able to move. He's got good feet. And because he has good feet, he's able to get himself into position to throw the ball even when he's pressured.
Give 8 yards on that reception to Mary, and Mary gets another one here. And this one will be a big first down for the Royals. They come back from getting that false start penalty, and they convert.
And this is pretty good. That's a nice play. Zach Mary does a nice job of getting himself in a position where he can catch the ball and then catches it.
3 catches, 21 yards unofficially now for Mary. 4 wide receivers set, 1 back in the backfield. Again, we have not seen the Royals put the ball on the ground yet. And Hartog puts it on the turf, not the way you'd like to, as he had a hard time handling that snap. Then gets taken down for the sack. It'll be Vadell Johnson on the sack for the Eagles.
Yeah, that's one where JT would like to have that one back, because he ended up having to run right into the defensive ends, making 2nd and 22. Joe, you got a good 2nd and 22 play?
Well, they're going to have to chunk away at this one. I'm guessing they're going to put the ball in the air still, but unfortunately for Frederick Schrader, who actually did a pretty decent job on the tackle there, the pocket kind of collapsed on him just because of the fumble. And as a tackle, you don't know that ball's on the turf.
No.
So you don't protect that angle.
And you're trying to drive that guy to the outside deep, and that just happened to be where the ball took JT, so.
Eagles in a 3-man front now with the 2nd down and 22 situation. Not surprisingly, Hopkins and Den Hartog out of the gun. They will keep the ball on the ground here. Handoff goes left side. He's wrapped up pretty quickly. On the tackle there will be Jack Cottrell. And on the carry for Hopkins, who we expect to be the leading ball carrier, David Cleat, the leading rusher for the Royals.
And that was just a play where they thought they were, maybe get a try to break Cleat against that 3-man line, except for the middle linebacker, number 45, Jack Cottrell, blitzed inside and made the play.
Cottrell, a talented player, going to go play college football at Boston College next year. Now under pressure, Den Hartog gets away from one Eden Prairie rusher, rolls to his right, trying to buy time. He gets upfield for a couple yards and gets shoved out of bounds just beyond the line of scrimmage. So a very small pickup, but it could have been much worse.
Yes. You see the strength that JT Den Hartog has in his legs here as he gets away from a big defensive lineman. Makes a pretty smart play. Protects himself, protects the ball, and you make the play and you do the best you can.
Well, Hopkins started on their own 19-yard line, advanced the football 20 yards after that big sack. And got 2 first downs. Not the best possession in the world, but We're able to manage something. Now Eden Prairie muffs the punt, and able to recover from his own mistake was Logan Dutzman, as Dutzman put the ball on the turf for a moment there, and that had the Eagles holding their breath.
Here we see Dutzman, the ball goes right through his arms and it bounces. Fortunately for him, it bounces right back to him. Otherwise, that would have been covered by number 20, Shaheed Hickman from the Royals, who has had good coverage on that. But fairly good field position for the Eagles now as they have their second possession at their own 32-yard line.
Second possession, we see Kellen Johnson stepping in at the quarterback spot, number 15 for the Eagles. So Johnson takes the snap, and it goes on the turf. And now Johnson's able to recover and get on top of that one. And how often do you see that? A new quarterback into the game.
Right.
And the chemistry not there between the quarterback and the center quite yet.
Well, I think what the idea is that with Schaefer going both ways, they want to give him a little bit of a break, and Kellen Johnson is the other senior quarterback. They actually have three senior quarterbacks on this team. Transfer Bjorn Halverson, number 12, who's the starting outside linebacker, is actually their number 2 or number 3 quarterback.
It was the handoff off tackle right side. Ball carrier Charlie Venable. Have not called his name quite yet. He's the leading rusher coming into this game. Venable picks up a couple of yards there on second down. Give him 5 yards on that carry. That'll bring up third down and about 7.5, 8 yards. There's the head coach, Mike Grant, of course, legendary coach here in Minnesota. 15 state tournaments, 7 straight state tournament appearances, and 7 state championships for the Eagles under coach Mike Grant.
Mike's done a great job with the program there. As the city and the school grew over the years, he really was able to get the program up and running to a very high level. Here's Halverson.
Back to pass into the game. Throwing the football there was Bjorn Halverson. See, Halverson, you just mentioned him. Perfect timing, really. Halverson with some quarterback experience, starting on the defense. He gets the pitch, so it's a perfect opportunity to show off the throwing ability of Halverson, and he just misses his target downfield. That was Elijah Johnson.
Yeah, so fortunately for the Hopkins Royals, Eden Prairie's forced to punt now. Halverson the punter.
Halverson the punt. Back to Mary, who's waiting for it. He's going to field this one, and he muffs it, but able to get on top of it. Boy, the ball has really been on the turf 4 times, 2 times for each team. Each squad has been able to recover their own fumbles, but still it's kind of slowed things down. Eden Prairie, you could say it probably costed them a drive right there, as Hopkins didn't really have to stop the Eagles. They somewhat stopped themselves.
Yeah, the fumble on the first down and then the incomplete pass obviously on the third down is going to do that. But the receiver, Elijah Johnson, was wide open, and if Halverson hits him, he's gone for a touchdown.
It was Kellen Johnson who completed that entire series, who pitched the ball to Halverson in that play. So here comes Den Hartog and the Royals out for their second possession at their own 29-yard line. They keep the ball on the ground here to Clayette, who Clayette gets not much out of this, but there's a penalty late on the play.
Yeah, he's going to get 15 for the face mask.
Personal foul, face mask on the Eagles, as Clayette not able to get any running room at all, was probably going about to lose a yard. Instead, they'll get a pretty good gain out of that.
Oh. So we had the 5-yard flavor of the face mask instead of the personal foul, 15 yards. So it will be first and 5.
Well, first, we'll call it 6 yards right now.
Looks like 6, but should be from the previous spot. But.
Right, ball at the 33-yard line. This one thrown to the left side. Nice job after the catch, making a move there by Adam Caskey to get upfield and get near that first down marker.
Yeah, Adam Caskey does a real nice job. Again, the quick pass. Caskey does a nice job making the defender miss. Looks like number 21, Ray Wilson, defensive back. 24, excuse me. Stone Caldwell.
Caskey makes the reception. That brings up 2nd down and 1, and the Royals will have another first down here as they keep the ball on the ground. Cleat going left side there, found a hole with some initial penetration and was able to squeeze through and get that first down.
And this is what Hopkins really needs to get going, is they need to get Cleat moving a little bit. Nice one-on-one tackle by Bjorn Halverson, the outside linebacker, keeping that to just a 4-yard gain rather than something much greater.
Den Hartog out of the shotgun. 2 receivers to each side. Den Hartog back to pass. Looks left, now pulls it down right. Then throws it short to Mary, who makes the reception, but it's only going to be good for a gain of 2. Den Hartog was looking left all along there, but pulled it down. Found Mary, his favorite target, right side.
Well, he's had a couple of nice catches to save slow throws by Mary tonight.
Mary, the lone receiver to the right now. 3 others to the left. And Cleat in the backfield. Den Hartog will roll to his left. Good protection, throws it underneath the first down marker. And after the catch, Conde gets upfield and gets that first down for the Royals. Conde will get a pickup of 10 yards here on that 2nd down and 8 play.
That was really a nice catch. Good run.
Den Hartog seems to, when he handles the snap, he's finding his touch quite nicely. They've had some issues maybe getting the snap a couple of times, but other than that, he's looked pretty good here tonight. Handoff goes right up the middle to Cleat, and nowhere to go there as the Eagles came a-swarming. Evan Perizzo in on the tackle, as well as a couple other Eagles. And there's the head coach, John Den Hartog. Well, we had a chance to talk to him about what it was like to coach his son on this offense, and he really liked it.
Yeah, he seems to be enjoying this season, which is really good. Of course, it's easy to enjoy the season when you're 4-0 and your son's the leading passer in your conference.
He said he was really looking forward just to tonight, just to enjoy every little experience that can happen because it's going to be over in a hurry. They're setting up the screen here to the right side, but an excellent play by the defense. Getting his hands up there was the 6'4" defensive end, Evan Perizzo, knocking that one down.
Yeah, Perizzo does a nice job of getting his hands in the air and forcing the ball.
Now, Tyson Reink, he gets a lot of the publicity and the recruiting at the tackle position. Now he moves over to the nose tackle in this three-man front in the nickel situation. A 3rd down and 10 facing the Royals, but tell you what, it's been Perizzo that's had the better night so far. He's been all over the place. Here comes a little bit of a blitz. One linebacker coming. The Hartog has time, and there's going to be some contact downfield. And this one drew at least a couple of flags.
Yeah, that's a 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. But the hit on the receiver was well before the ball got there. Very obvious.
Adam Caskey was the intended target, and he just got lit up before that ball even got there. It wasn't just a little bit of contact. Logan Dutzman put a hammer down on him.
Right. And he may have just made the decision that it's better to get a 15-yard penalty than give up a touchdown. I think this would have been a touchdown had it been completed. You can see the end of the contact, but if Adam Caskey makes that catch, he's into the end zone.
Ian Prairie, I think coaching staff wants to say that it was not catchable, but you really couldn't tell. The contact came so early, it was really hard to tell if it was catchable. And
that's really a moot point. There's typically no such thing as an uncatchable ball. That doesn't whether it's high or low or not doesn't give you a right to go after the receiver.
First down for the Royals, their 3rd one of this possession. Den Hartog out of the gun. Cleat got him in the pistol formation. Now we have a stoppage.
I don't know why the back judge stopped the clock.
Just going to reset now. 2:10 to go in this opening quarter. Hopkins is deep in Eden Prairie territory as they've been all night so far. Den Hartog's going to take it on the quarterback draw, and a flag on the play as he had a huge hole left side. This one comes in the obvious holding position, and there it is. There's your hold. This one will come back.
Yeah, one of the offensive linemen got a pretty good grip on the defender.
You don't like that call. Tough one for the Royals because it comes right after you got a nice break, an obvious call, and then, of course, the anti-Eden Prairie fans will say as soon as Coach Grant talks to the officials, Coach Grant gets a call, right? Someone's got to say
we would never say that. We might think it. But.
I've watched a lot of Eden Prairie football before. I know what the visitors often think, or the opposition, rather.
Absolutely.
That turns out to be a really big penalty.
Right, that's going to make it a 1st and 20 now. But it's still workable. You got to figure you're in 4-down territory for the most part. So you've got 4 downs to get 20. All you got to do is get 5 yards per play, and you're in good shape.
And Hartog rolls right, and he finds Condi on the near side here. Sorry, that's Giuliani. I've been calling Condi all night long.
Yep.
I do apologize. I got to fix that mistake on my roster here. Giuliani sets up nicely, and he's had a good game here. Giuliani gets that reception, then does a good job, as many of these Hopkins receivers have done so far, and that's breaking that first tackle and getting upfield for some more yards.
They're very good at that, and Den Hartog and this offense spread the ball around pretty well. They don't have 1 or 2 guys that they're going to focus on. They've got 4 receivers. They have 4 or 5 guys that can catch the football.
And once again, Charlie Giuliani having a nice night here, number 2 for the Royals. 2 receivers to each side. The handoff goes right up the middle out of the gun. And this one's going to be close to a 1st down. Biggest run of the night so far for Cleat.
And that's what he can do. Cleat can really pop quickly, as we see here. Gets a good wall off, gets a lineman downfield to screen, and he's into the linebacker zone before the linebackers realize where he is.
Cottrell makes the tackle for the Eagles, just shy of that 1st down. 3rd down and 2 now for the Royals. 2 receivers to each side. Den Hartog deep into his cadence. Here comes the blitz. It's picked up pretty nicely. Den Hartog had the time, but has to pull it down, and he doesn't have the speed to get to the outside. Eventually a run down there by the Eagles. And on the tackle was Vidal Johnson. The flag is on the field, though, down the field into the secondary.
And that may be a hold.
Kind of in the defensive holding position.
Yeah.
Now, with that ball not being thrown, they're going to discuss it here to see if maybe the contact won't actually be a holding. But indeed it is. Big penalty in favor of the Royals here that will help them convert on 3rd down.
2 majors in this drive against the Eagles that has kept the drive alive.
You can see, the speed of the receiving corps of Hopkins is giving this Eden Prairie defense a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, they're getting upfield in pretty good order, and they're breaking their routes off nicely so that the pattern opens up for the most part. And Den Hartog is disciplined enough to take the shorter passes that are opening and not forcing the ball downfield into the coverage.
Hopkins with that high-pace offense, no substitutions. I mean, they go with the same 11 throughout the entire possession here. Den Hartog will send Giuliani in motion. Handoff goes right, left side. Nice off tackle there. They collapse pretty well. And it's a good pickup for David Cleat. Again, Hopkins all of a sudden now getting that running game going, probably due to the success of the passing game.
Well, exactly. They've gotten the linebackers a little bit soft as they look for the quick passing, and they've been able to get Cleat as the quarter looks like it's going to run out here.
And the first quarter comes to an end with the Eagles up 7-0, but the Hopkins Royals driving. We'll be right back. You're watching 12 Sports.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life.
If you could see anything in the world, what would it be?
I'd love to see Paris.
I like to see cupcakes falling from in the sky.
To save your vision in the years ahead, call your eye doctor for a comprehensive eye exam today. Then call 1-800-437-2423 or log on to seeabettertomorrow.org to learn about glaucoma and macular degeneration.
I just want to see more of the things I love.
Welcome back to Hopkins High School. Joe Moline here along with Bill Hunstock as the Hopkins Royals driving into Eden Prairie territory. Now ball on the 13-yard line, 2nd down and 5. Previous play, Hopkins just picked up 5 yards on a David Cleat run. Eden Prairie's defense has adjusted a little bit throughout this game. In a passing situation, they'll move from a 4-man defensive front to a 3-man. Right now they're going with the 4-man defensive front. Their typical 4-3 base defense. Then Hartog rolls to his right now, finds a wide open receiver, and that's Charlie Giuliani who catches that ball good enough for a first down as the Eagles close in on him and make the tackle prior to him reaching the end zone, but still good enough for another Royals first down, I believe.
Here we see a good sprint out to the right, a really nicely done block on number 93, Tyson Ranke, by the offensive right tackle. He does a good job of hooking Ranke and making sure that he can't get into the passing zone.
Done a pretty good job of containing Reinke, who's given all kinds of other teams fits this season.
Right, and this is a nice sustained drive for Hopkins. We didn't know we could expect this.
There's the quarterback draw, and Den Hartog takes it, and he's in for the touchdown. JT Den Hartog gets into the end zone for a big touchdown. It's his 4th rushing touchdown of the year. And pending an extra point, they have an opportunity to tie this football game up.
And very nicely done by the interior of that offensive line. Matt Parker, Zach Johnson, Will Chiswick, opening up a nice hole right up the middle for JT Den Hartog against that very good defensive line from Eden Prairie. Bring the score to 7-6.
They ran that quarterback draw successfully earlier in the possession, but had it called back because of a holding. They dial it up again here to get the touchdown on first down. And the kick is up and good from Trace Bolstead. Let's take a look at that touchdown once again.
Watch the center and the guards. See how they get a wall off. That's a really nice job by number 51, Zach Johnson, walling off the defender so that Den Hartog can get into the linebacker zone.
And we saw Eden Prairie's offense so easily move the football down and score in their first possession. Second possession, they switch up the quarterbacks. Kellen Johnson comes in, put the ball on the turf, and they lose about 5-6 yards on first down. They kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit.
Right.
But that momentum that Hopkins got from that stop really carried over to the offense. That was a great offensive possession.
Yeah, and both teams have only had the ball twice. And so both teams have been able to control the tempo of the game with their offense. So now we'll see how this score carries over to the Hopkins defense.
And receiving this one is Dutzman. Dutzman up the left side with a lot of momentum across the 30-yard line before he's met by a couple of Royals and taken down there. On the tackle was Aaron McCoy for Hopkins. So Eden Prairie will step up in pretty good, decent field position. Nothing spectacular. And again, their 3rd possession of the game.
Here we'll see the return. Dutzman taking the ball right up, looking to the left and then heading right up a slot. Pretty nicely done by Hopkins defense just to cover it and stay in their lanes and make the tackle.
Grant Schaefer back into the ball game now. I formation, he'll hand it off. Glass play left side there, and pretty good job done by the Royals defense. Not much running room there for Eden Prairie.
Well, this is where Eden Prairie, if they can get 4 or 5 yards, obviously on first down running the ball, they're going to be a very, very big threat. Hopkins has the advantage if they can force 2nd and long, 3rd and long, and keep Eden Prairie out of a play-action passing game, force them to drop back pass.
That was Charlie Venable on the earlier carry. This one pitched right side and a nice burst of energy up the middle there goes Anthony Anderson, 6'3", 220-pound running back on that play, but listed in the lineup as a defensive end. Anderson picks up about 8 yards there, 2 yards shy of the first down.
So again, we can see that the running game for Eden Prairie is going to be their hallmark. That's what they're really going to depend on.
Now they're going with that big package once again. Reinke in the backfield. Reinke's going to block right side. He gets a big block, but there wasn't much running room as the collapse of the defense behind him was able to take down Derek Soderberg short of the first down.
Yeah, so that's going to make it fourth and about 3 is actually a little bit of a loss. It looks like Eden Prairie is going to go for it here on fourth down. Definitely are.
Zeal Mosley got some great penetration there for the Hopkins, helped blow up that play. They made the tackle, but made a difference. 4th down and 2. We'll send Reinke in motion. Pitch goes quickly to the left side, and the Royals are there defensively. They're going to be just short of the first down. On the tackle there was Zach Haley. A big play by Haley, and the Royals stops Eden Prairie on 4th down, and the Royals will take over at the Eden Prairie 41-yard line.
Boy, that's a really super defensive sequence for Hopkins as they pull the guard, lead the big tailback, the big fullback. Well played by the Hopkins defense. That was excellent.
Zach Haley, a sophomore linebacker, starting for the Royals, makes that play. That's a big play by the super sophomore.
Now Hopkins is playing a sophomore and a freshman on their defense, and both those kids have played fairly well.
Here comes the Royals with a chance to take a lead in this game. Out of the shotgun. Then Hartog throws it left side. We have some early whistles and a flag on the play. Legal procedure called on the Royals. This one will march them back 5 yards. The Royals are going to have to be careful with the penalties. They're going to have to play a very clean game here tonight if they're going to come out on top.
Right, and they've already had too many penalties. Well, both teams are going to say they've had too many penalties, but the holding and these little illegal procedure penalties are what drives you absolutely crazy as a coach, because it just takes away the momentum. 5 yards maybe isn't that much, but it still takes away your momentum, and you really don't like that.
Hopkins has 3 wide receivers left, 1 to the right. Cleat in the backfield. Then Hartog looking at a blitz coming from the Eagles, hands it off to Cleat. Cleat got forward for a quick spurt. Ball's on the turf. Eden Prairie says they have it. And
they
the
do.
referee and the officials agree. It's Eagles football. Cleat got met by the defensive pressure there for the Eagles, and this ball comes out pretty early in the run. Gets to the line of scrimmage there.
Right there at the line of scrimmage. There's a big scramble for the football, and Eden Prairie comes up with it. That's there's your momentum shift, Joe. That's what Hopkins had with the 4th down, and now they've got to come back and play defense at essentially the same spot where they took the ball.
Eden Prairie takes over at their 43-yard line now. Handoff will go left side, and carrying the football is Woodring. Woodring's had a couple of nice bursts here today, and handing that ball off was Bjorn Halverson, already the 3rd quarterback to play tonight for Eden Prairie. Halverson hands it off and deep into the backfield, and see Woodring using his speed and gets pretty good blocking there along the outside.
Absolutely. He has both guards pulling and leading in front, and nice down block on the left side by the outside people, the tight end, and that's the old what we used to call student body left right there.
Woodring 2 carries, 61 yards in the ball game. I formation now. Halverson fakes the handoff. Now he's going deep. He's got a receiver open, and it's cut. And Connor Johnson will trot into the end zone as they catch the Hopkins secondary sleeping. Huge play there for the Eden Prairie Eagles. A 53-yard score by Bjorn Halverson throwing that touchdown pass.
And that's a really well-run run fake. Very well executed by Halverson and the tailback to hold the linebackers in the secondary. As the receiver was able to get upfield and make the play, Connor Johnson was able to break through and be wide open, and Halverson did a nice job putting the ball right on his hands at full speed. That's a killer. Those play action passes are very, very tough from Eden Prairie because they run the ball so well.
Sam Mars kicks the extra point through the uprights, and it's a 14-7 Eden Prairie lead. Boy, just moments ago, Hopkins had the ball, and you thought maybe they had a chance to ride that momentum and get their first lead. Now you see Halverson. I mean, he faked out our camera crew there.
Right.
Great play-action fake, and then just throws a strike. And really, he was so open, it didn't have to be a great throw.
No, but that was a very well executed play. Very well done by the offensive line to hold the lineman with the run block and with the fake by the tailback and the quarterback to make that play open up.
Now, you know Bjorn Halverson, Bill. What kind of football player is he?
Well, you know, I'm very prejudiced. I've known him since he was an 8th grader, coached him for 4 years. And to my mind, he's as good a quarterback as there is in the state of Minnesota. Talking with Mike Grant before the game, Mike feels that he's as good as anybody they have on their roster right now, that he's able to come in brand new to a program as a senior and make a starting lineup as an outside linebacker. And he's going to play a fair amount as a quarterback this year.
He just threw his first touchdown pass as an Eagle, and something tells me with the way he's played and the couple of snaps he's taken, that's not going to be the last.
No, probably not.
This kick from Sam Mars goes out of bounds, and that'll give the Hopkins Royals pretty good field position, better than they've had when returning kicks earlier in the evening.
You know, they'll bring the ball out to the 40-yard line.
Well, now Hopkins is going to have to try to rebound from the momentum swings that have happened in this game, because it was only about a minute ago on the clock where they were in pretty good shape, first down and 10 from the Eden Prairie 41.
And that's that's really the challenge of the emotions of the game, particularly at the high school level, that, man, you've got to pounce on the other guy's mistakes, and you have to be very resilient when mistakes by your team occur.
Dan Hartog out of the shotgun, 2 receivers to each side. He's going to roll to his left. He gets good protection and throws it along the left sideline to Ricky Johnson, who makes the reception. And that'll be a pickup of about 13 yards and a Hopkins first down.
Very nice ball by JT Den Hartog. Nice catch by Ricky Johnson. And Den Hartog's done very nicely with the sprint out today. They're doing a very good job of getting him away from the inside rush of the Eden Prairie defense and letting him go one-on-one out on the flank, which I think is a good idea. Gets him moving, and he throws the ball on the run pretty well.
Now throwing all the way across the field, and his intended target there was Adam Caskey. Caskey was not that open, but it was all that turf to work with. They decided to take a shot, and this one falls incomplete. Second down and 10 upcoming.
Yeah, at least he threw it where the Eden Prairie guys weren't going to catch it.
Second down and 10. Den Hartog out of the gun. He'll send one receiver in motion. Throws it across the middle. This one too high. Into the ball game came Tyler Lee. Young sophomore there was sent in motion and really was not looking for the ball, but he was wide open. Den Hartog saw it too. Coverage wasn't there.
Yeah, that ball should have been completed. I don't think the receiver, I don't think Tyler Lee actually thought the ball was going to come to him. And when the ball was a little high, didn't make a huge effort to get it, but that was the right place to throw the football.
Yeah, Den Hartog sees the defense really well. He's not your typical high school quarterback locking in on a receiver.
Right.
Den Hartog back to pass here. They're trying to set up the screen, and they receive it, but nicely read defensively by the Eagles. On that tackle is Grant Gordon, the 6'1", 200-pound senior linebacker, number 8. Watch him not fooled by this play at all.
And he just holds his ground and makes a nice chest-to-chest tackle, makes a good hit. 4th down and 7 now for the Royals.
And unfortunately, at a high school level, you don't really have a great ability to option out of a play, but right there would have been a time to do it because Eden Prairie was bringing 3 defensive linemen. They weren't blitzing anybody,
right.
So the screen's just not the right play call in that situation.
Yeah.
I think when they made that play call, they were hoping that the Eagles were going to bring some pressure. Punting unit on now for the Royals.
That's one of the reasons why I tend to like screens and draws on 2nd down rather than 3rd.
Teams aren't looking for him as much.
Exactly.
Yeah, as an offensive lineman, I love a good draw and screen. Set up that defense and get them on their heels. On the return, nice little spin move. Out of the pressure was Dutzman. Dutzman's getting loose and gets that one out across the 30-yard line when it looked like he was stopped inside his own 25. And Eden Prairie's offense will take over. Important stop upcoming here for the Hopkins defense now, as they really do not want to fall more than one score behind on this Eagle team.
With a decent field position, it was looked like that wasn't going to be a very good run back, and Dutzman made a nice, you said, Joe, made a nice spin move and got another 7, 8, 9 yards from where he should have been tackled. They're keeping pretty much the same offensive unit in with Halverson at the quarterback spot.
Halverson pitches it left side. The give is to Venable. Venable goes left side. Look at him shuffle through the defense right there. That was a pickup of 10 when he probably should have only had 5. Nice first down pickup for the Eagles.
Nice quick pitch that we get here is Halverson tosses. Venable gets a nice lead block from Woodring and from number 37, Dan Fisher, his other running back mates, and makes a nice gain of about 11 yards.
And Fisher had an excellent block along the outside there, destroyed the rail that he was blocking. Halverson with a handoff up the middle and then a little trickery in the backfield to catch the eyes of the defense. That give was to Fisher right up the gut for a good 7 yards.
Yeah, Fisher really bangs in there. He's a long, lanky kind of a tailback type, 6'1", at 6 foot 205. He looks taller than 6 foot to me, but he really is a slasher when he runs. He puts his shoulders over his toes and makes you hit him to bring him down.
205, it's a pretty good size running back to have back there. He's going to be the lone back in the backfield now as Halverson steps under center. And it looks like there's going to be a free play here. Hopkins, I think, jumped off sides, although I don't see the flag as Halverson tried to take a shot downfield. Pretty good coverage along the outside. He was looking for his wide receiver.
Yeah.
Banks was the intended target, but pretty good coverage to the outside. There's the pump fake. Banks well covered along the outside there by Deshaun Gregory.
Yeah, Deshaun Gregory did a good job there. He didn't get caught up by the backfield action. He played good disciplined pass defense and stayed with the receiver.
Halverson gives this one to the first back through, and you see Fisher breaks a couple of tackles at the second level, and he gets that first down with a couple of yards to spare as the Eden Prairie Eagles move the chains again on a key third down play.
On those third down plays when they're running the ball, you really pick up how good the offensive line is of Eden Prairie. You watch those guys come off the ball, they get engaged, they keep their feet moving and give their running back a couple yards before he even gets hit.
They're going to throw it right side. Little bubble screen action to the right side. Look at the speed on this reception. Down the field is Connor Johnson, who just had the touchdown reception on the previous possession. This time using his speed to elude tacklers as he picks up a first down and 24 yards on that reception.
Here we see the swing coming right at us. And you can see the speed that Connor Johnson has. He just gets tripped up by the toe, but not until he gets a great gain down to the 20-yard line of Hopkins.
Anthony Anderson, the dot in the eye in the backfield now. He'll get the pitch. Go left side. He's got Fisher out there blocking for him and hits the hole hard. Finally gets tackled out past the second tier of the Royals defense. That play was well blocked by the front line unit of the Eagles. In fact, Fisher was looking for someone to block there and couldn't find anyone at first.
Yeah. And here we have the 6'3", 220-pound tailback being led by the 6'1", 205-pound fullback. It's a pretty good combination when you can do that.
Well, you can kind of see Anderson running that football. It's almost like he's never had a full block blocking for him before. He kind of got ahead of him for a moment there, then pulled it back a little bit. We see timeout on the field now, 6:08 to go in the second quarter.
It's second and short at this spot on the field. This is a classic place where we'll see Eden Prairie run the play-action pass. They'll give a hard fake to Fisher and see if they can hit one of the outside receivers on a fake, getting a linebacker or a safety to suck up on the run play.
Well, and in my experience following Eden Prairie football, too, this is where Coach Grant loves to dial up the tight end. He's been silent all night, doing a great job blocking. Now he likes to reward him with, the tight end will come at the linebacker level and then sneak behind him. That linebacker in this offense is Zach Hovey, who 6'5", 225. He's got a pretty promising future ahead of him, too. He'll be on the right side there at the tight end spot. I formation, Halverson under center. Hands this one off to Fisher, the fullback. And Fisher will just bowling Hopkins Royals defenders over down to the goal line, but not in the end zone.
Boy, that's a very physical run by Dan Fisher right there. He's being chipped on every step of the way, but he's just the more physical of the player and takes the Hopkins Royals defense right with him down to the 1 yard line.
Boy, you see championship team here with Eden Prairie. They took a pretty good smack there late in the first quarter, early in the second. They see the way they kind of compose themselves, put together once again another nice possession. Here comes the handoff to the right side.
Touchdown.
And this is going to be a touchdown for Eden Prairie. And finishing off that drive is Dan Fisher. Dan Fisher with the touchdown run for the Eagles. His first touchdown of the night.
And Eden Prairie made, they made the mistake with the fourth down, not getting the first down. It looked like Hopkins was going to get some momentum. And since that fumble, Eden Prairie has jumped all over it. Their offense and their defense has been all over the place.
Fisher leading the Eagles in rushing touchdowns this year. That one's his 6th of the season. Take a look here once again. Good blocking up front. That big formation with the defensive tackle joining the backfield. Nice lead block there by Tyson Reinke.
And such good surge. Yeah, such good surge by the offensive line. Their feet are in the end zone at the point where Fisher gets the ball. All he has to do is get in behind one of those guys and just follow him into the end zone. That's exactly what happens.
Hopkins gets the ball in the second half, I believe, and how crucial is this response here, down by 2 touchdowns?
Yeah, this is the critical part of the game because you really don't want to get down by, you don't want to get down to Eden Prairie ever, but when you're down by 2 touchdowns, that's when they really go after you defensively. We'll see probably a fairly aggressive defensive sequence this time, and they'll want to do everything they can to get the ball back and get a score up and go up by 3. So once they go up by 3, then they can dictate the tempo of the game on both sides of the ball. Their defense can really control what happens by blitzing and by taking away what the offense wants to do.
Ronnie Spielman's going to kick this one off for Eden Prairie. Kicks this one low on the ground. It's fielded nicely there by Bill Atkins. Atkins not expecting it, but handling it cleanly, and he gets the ball up to the 38-yard line where the Royals will take over. The one thing about the Eagles and why they are so successful, too, is the strength of their offense plays so nicely with protecting a lead.
Absolutely. When you can run the ball as well as they do, and they've got all those power formations with 2 tight ends, 3 running backs, they're very, very tough to deal with once they get a lead of any kind.
And it's interesting, just the difference in the two teams, how many substitutions are used on the Eden Prairie offense. We've seen 3 different quarterbacks tonight for the Eagles. We haven't seen 3 different players step in for the Hopkins offense tonight. Now they hand the ball off on first down and get a pretty good pickup there from David Cleat. They'll get about 4 yards on first down. Always key, get positive yards on the first down play to set you up on second down.
That's really that's a nice play. That's you've given up a couple of touchdowns in a row now. You want to just kind of settle your offense down. Let's get the ball moving. Let's do what we can do, and let's make something happen.
Second down and 6. Den Hartog looking left side. Well covered, but still thrown and received near a first down. Ricky Johnson has that catch, and with where he caught the football and forward progress, he has enough for the first down as he caught that ball right at the 50-yard line.
Right, he does a good job of getting down, turning, and getting his number facing JT Den Hartog. So Den Hartog's got a place to throw it, and he protects himself from the defensive back, and he got just enough for the first down. Well done play.
1st and 10, ball right at midfield. 5 minutes to go in this second quarter. The Royals trailing by 2 touchdowns, trying to stay close to the Eagles. Handoff goes right side to Cleat, and he was met in the backfield and was able to get out of that tackle, but eventually wrapped up and taken down.
Number 62, Tyler Young's the starting offensive lineman, coming in and spelling somebody else there at the defensive end. Does a nice job of coming down the line of scrimmage to make that play.
So about second down and 9.5 now. Cleat, again, only back in the backfield, 2 receivers to each side. As Den Hartog views that Eagles defense. They're showing blitz from one side. Back out of it now, just a 4-man rush. Den Hartog throws it right side, and again, one of the defensive linemen gets their hands up in it, and again, making a strong play is Tyler Young coming over from the offensive line, but at 6'3" and listed on the roster as a defensive end, obviously a talented enough player that plays somewhat both ways for this Eagles team.
Now they've got their 3 front in.
Young stayed in as a defensive end. They checked out one of the defensive tackles, and in comes another safety. Den Hartog, quarterback draw. He's got a big hole up the middle, and he's got enough for a first down. Across the 35-yard line on a pickup of 14 yards.
Well, that's as well-executed quarterback draw as we're going to see, Joe. He does a nice job. He lets his offensive lineman get hooked up. The offensive linemen do a good job, and he gets downfield through the linebacker zone in very good order. And if Grant Schaefer doesn't make that one-on-one tackle, he might go for another 25 yards before anybody can run him down.
Big third down conversion on third down and 9.5. Den Hartog calling his own number. And keep the ball on the ground to Cleat. Cleat didn't look like he had much running room, but boy, he found a little slither through there, and he picked up about 7 yards on that first down carry.
And that's one of his strengths, is he has got great leg drive. He's not a really big guy. He's only about 5 feet 8 inches tall. And watch how he gets his shoulders out over his toes. He keeps his legs going, his feet moving. And that time he gets all the way to the safety before anybody really gets a clean shot at him.
One of those situations where the offensive line didn't get a big push, but the stalemate was enough to find a running room for Cleat to work with. Now Den Hartog appears to be checking out of a play. And here comes the audible we talked about earlier. Second down and 3 to go. Eden Prairie defensively will step back. They're only bringing 3. Den Hartog has lots of time because of that. Now throws it late, and he finds his receiver. A little redemption for the sophomore Tyler Lee, who maybe missed a pass earlier.
Yeah.
Catches this one inside the 20-yard line down at the 17.
I'm not sure Coach Den Hartog wants this kind of creativity from his quarterback, but this is a nice athletic move. This is just one way you say this is an athlete making a play right here. As JT gets forced, he wants to go to his right, comes back to his left. He does a good job of his checkdowns, gets pressure, and just buys himself a little bit of a time to get up, gets his feet up, and makes the throw while he's being tackled.
Folks, appreciate watching that because you don't see that much at the high school
level.
level.
No, you sure don't.
Den Hartog, a lot of pressure here. The play-action fake might have helped, though, buy some time, and he finds an open receiver and into the end zone. That's a touchdown for Adam Caskey. What a response from the Royals offense, marching down the field and scoring once again.
Well, that was a beautifully executed drive, and it only took a matter of a couple of minutes to really handle that, and that was well done, well executed by the entire offense. JT Den Hartog keeping his poise and getting some gritty running from David Clayett. That's well done. That's as nice an offensive drive as you're going to see in high school football, Joe.
Well, and I think the key too was they didn't come out and they didn't go straight to the air.
No,
they didn't act desperate. You know, they kept the ball on the ground a couple of different times, especially on 2 different first down plays. Now the extra point kick is up and good off the foot of Trace Bolstead. And just like that, the Hopkins Royals back in striking distance, down by a touchdown here. Take a look at this play once again. This play almost collapsed right in their face, so there was good pressure initially, but Cleat on the play-action fake was able to pick up a linebacker who was coming.
Yep, and he again, getting out on the flank where he's only got to beat one guy with his feet, and he got a decent block there on the flank, so it really made a nice effort for him to be able to get out and be able to find Adam Caskey where he could catch the ball in traffic and weave his way into the end zone. So it'll be interesting to see which quarterback running back combination Eden Prairie comes up with.
Caskey leads all the receivers on the team in touchdowns. That's his 5th of the season. Tim Hartog with a touchdown run tonight and a touchdown pass. Again, he's showed pretty good elusivity from Dutzman tonight. Dutzman's had nice returns all night long, giving the special teams from the Royals trouble. Dutzman brings this ball back to the 46-yard line here. And when you might think that Eden Prairie is just going to go into half with a 1-touchdown lead, Dutzman puts them in position.
Puts them right back.
To maybe go for something. Look at him go left side, and there's the cutback.
Somebody gets sucked all the way in. The outside leverage guy gets sucked all the way back in. And as soon as Dutzman changes direction, there's nobody there to make the play. That's why it's so important to have discipline on your kick return, team's kick and punt return, because if you break down one place, it gives the guy a running lane.
Bjorn Halverson back into the game, throws it left side, and the speed from Connor Johnson is just too much to handle. In fact, after the reception, he gets upfield and then gets a late hit. And there'll be a penalty on the Royals and some extra yardage. Look at that. That play actually was really well read by Tyler Johnson, but he didn't take the right angle and didn't have the speed to catch up to Connor Johnson.
Yeah, I thought that play was going to be blown up in the backfield when Halverson let go of the ball. We see the dead ball personal foul.
I'm telling you what, I think Connor Johnson has a different kind of speed. And there's a lot of speed on this football field tonight, but Connor Johnson, a couple of times, he's made the Royals look pretty slow.
Yeah, he hits that second gear and he's gone. And really, those are not complicated passes that he's catching from Halverson. Just nice little swing passes out of the background. In fact, if he doesn't catch it, that's probably a lateral.
Look at that penalty and what it does.
Yeah.
All the way down to the 34-yard line after the nice pickup and the personal foul on the Eden Prairie sidelines. Plenty of time left for the Eagles. 2:07. Halverson hands it off on an inside handoff. And a big run right there. Still breaking tackles and getting upfield once again. Jacob Woodring. And you wonder why they don't give the ball to 11 more often. Woodring has got almost over 10 yards on every carry.
Yeah, he's got, 4 or 5 carries for nearly 100 yards.
Woodring.
Of course, that 52-yarder helped.
Yep, picking up big yards on that one again. Eden Prairie moves the chains again. Ball down now at the 23-yard line. 2 minutes to go. Clock stopped as Woodring got knocked out of bounds. And the handoff goes to Fisher right up the gut. Fisher gets off one tackle, now cuts back into the secondary. He's going to have a first down and another big pickup for the Eagles.
If Dan Fisher is a very physical back. He really batters people. He makes people pay for getting in to tackle him. And you can see, just uses his shoulders, uses his thighs, and just keeps right on going. And people get tired of tackling a guy like that after a while, Joe. They really do.
Ball at the 11-yard line. First down and 10 for Eden Prairie. Big kick return and a huge penalty has put the Eagles in good shape. Now the Eden Prairie Eagles will step backwards a little bit with the false start along the left tight end position. It'll be Zach Hovey on that false start. I think Hovey was going to catch a ball there.
Might have,
I think they were calling his number maybe.
Yeah.
He looked like he was awfully excited.
He was ready to roll.
There he goes. No, he was gonna block, but first down and 15 now. Eagles still with plenty of time. Somehow the clock has just not been a factor in both the Royals and the Eagles' last two possessions as we thought it would be.
Hopkins really needs to have a couple of good defensive plays here. They need to stand right here.
Halverson on the keeper after the fake. And Halverson with a nice read right there picks up pretty good yardage, makes up for the penalty and then some. Almost a 10-yard pickup on that carry. Halverson under center again. Fisher, the lone back. Hands off to Fisher. Fisher goes off tackle, and Hopkins Royals do a good job of converging there. Nice job by the defense, led by Deshaun Gregory. Eagles will take a timeout with 38 seconds. Take a look at this play.
Good penetration by the defensive line to give the linebackers some room to move. And when the linebackers can move and they can catch Fisher before he gets rolling, that's a good play. No gain. Timeout with 38 seconds to go in the half. 2 plays left in this possession. Now, Eden Prairie can get a first down without scoring at the 1 yard line.
Eagles taking their first timeout of the half. Still 2 remaining. And this has been an exciting first half so far, but this is really crucial here in the outcome of the football game because you get up again 2 scores again. Hard to overcome if they keep on keeping you 2 scores away.
Exactly.
If Hopkins makes a stop here, 1 score away, they come back on the second half and they can put points up on the board right off the bat.
Absolutely. This is where this is a huge defensive sequence for the Royals.
Third down and 5. Ball on the 6. Still a chance for a first down just inside that 1 yard line. Handoff goes to Fisher up the gut. He gets a huge surge. In fact, no one's even touching him as he walks into the end zone for his second touchdown of the quarter. And the Eagles, just like that. Hopkins rang the doorbell and the Eagles answered very quickly.
There you go. You know, that was an impressive drive right from the moment where the kickoff return started to the final play. And again, Dan Fisher really proving to be a quality running back, is just a bruiser in there.
Fisher's 7th touchdown of the year running the football, and the extra point is good.
See a nice inside trap by the left guard coming across to make that play. That was well done by Ethan Stordahl coming across and making that block and leading Dan Fisher right up into the linebacker zone.
Now, Hopkins has a great passing game, and because of that, you think they could score very quickly. But this year, compared to the last couple of years, they don't have that really big vertical passing threat. At least we haven't really seen that. They have what we've seen here tonight is just excellent possession receivers.
Yep.
But in the past, they've had D1 caliber deep threat receivers that they don't have on this roster this season.
Yeah, Zach Mayer and number 10 Adam Caskey both have pretty good speed. I don't know that they've got Andre McDonald type speed.
Andre McDonald, and you think of Marcus Williams before him. There was
Absolutely.
a Williamson kid a while back that was a very good deep threat. A lot of good receivers have come through this program. And receiving this one is Shaheed Hickman. Hickman up the right side and brought down just inside the 30-yard line with 30.3 seconds to go. Hopkins offense will take the field again, down by 14.
Now, if you're Hopkins, are you going to go, because you know you're going to get the ball back at the beginning of the second half, are you going to go hard to try to score? Or are you going to let the clock run out and be happy with a 2-touchdown deficit?
Well, I think it depends what happens on first down. I think that's usually the safe play is you see what you pick up on first down. You don't do anything too crazy. And if you get 7-8 yards on first down, I think you kind of hurry up a little bit.
Maybe take a shot at some point, but
we see pretty loose in the backfield right now for Eden Prairie. The secondary hanging back quite a bit, and that'll give you some room underneath. And Hopkins is able to exploit that with a reception to the near side of Ricky Johnson. Johnson gets a first down. Clock stops now. 25 seconds to go.
Yeah, this is a nice move by Ricky Johnson. He catches the ball, realizes he doesn't really have anywhere to go, and gets out of bounds to stop the clock. If he keeps moving, then they have to burn a timeout. They've got 3 timeouts, so that's maybe not an issue, but I think that was a good heads-up move by Ricky Johnson to get that ball out of bounds.
Eden Prairie essentially playing like a 3-3 with 5 secondary, 15 yards off the ball. They're going to pick up they're going to mark them out just short of the first down here. As Caskey tried to get that first down, but the referee says he stepped out at the 49 and didn't make it to the 50.
But I like this. Instead of trying to go vertical, they're running the deeper out routes. They're running the 7-8 yard out routes and forcing the secondary to try to cover the inside receiver running the out route.
They're starting the clock. the referee said he didn't get out of bounds. They marked him out of bounds at the 49.
What are they doing? Yeah. Either he ran out of bounds. He wasn't tackled, so he either had to run out of bounds or he got the first down. Either way, the ball's dead.
Well, and it's not the scorekeeper's fault. The referee told him to run the clock.
Yeah.
So it's not a scoreboard issue. It's the head official, the referee out there told him, and I saw him wave his arm. He started the clock. So it's 2nd down and 1. Clock will be stopped. 20 seconds to go. And they got things situated here at Hopkins High School. Eden Prairie a little bit more tight to the line of scrimmage now. Den Hartog back to pass.
Started the clock before the...
Stop the clock! Mary catches the ball on the far sideline and gets out of bounds. I feel like we're getting yelled at up here.
Yeah. That's because we look like we know what's going on.
I'm not kidding you folks at home. The people have turned around and they think Bill's the time. They think Bill's controlling the clock here and they're yelling at him. We're going to have to get some security up here. 10 seconds to go, 28-14. Royals trying to put something together here. One more play, Bill, and I think then you're going to take a shot at the end zone, right? Well, here we go. We got things figured out. Den Hartog out of the shotgun, gets a low snap, and then we actually have a false start on the offensive line for Hopkins. Legal procedure, the call.
Yeah.
We'll put 12 seconds back on the clock.
Yeah.
That right there might not have been the worst thing for the Royals because that snap was low.
Yeah.
Den Hartog didn't get the ball cleanly and really kind of was going to discombobulate the play a little bit.
Yeah, that could have. I'm surprised none of the officials are checking the. No, there you go. All right.
Now Den Hartog out of the gun. 3 rushers coming from the Eagles. The protection is there. Den Hartog throws it near side. That one, incomplete pass, is not able to come down with that was Caskey. And that one, because of the way they rolled to the left and threw that one, because the way they rolled to the left there, that one ate up a little bit more clock than you would have wanted to on an incomplete pass.
Yeah, and it was a little bit tough catch. He had to make a diving attempt at it. But JT does a good job of rolling to his left. He gets his shoulders turned upfield really in nice order and keeps his feet going. So it keeps his balance. It allows him to get his hips involved with the throw, and he gets a good ball off.
They're going to want a quick reception and a timeout now here with 7.5 seconds to go. There's the pass to the right side, a little bit too high there for Mary, and this one will fall incomplete. But it didn't take much time. You actually have time for maybe one more.
Yeah, you got time for one more good play if you're really lucky, too. If you get a really quick one, you use up 4 seconds and end up with 1 second to go. One of the things that's nice about this possession for Hopkins is that there's no slowdown. Their offense is really going after it. They're not intimidated by the Eden Prairie defense at all right now. They need to carry that through into the second half, I believe.
Well, and Eden Prairie has not really brought much of a pass rush. They're staying back, but the good thing is Den Hartog's decision making and his precision with his passing. He hasn't thrown any balls into coverage or really put any passes at risk, and Eden Prairie is stepping back into passing lanes, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get that big interception.
Right. And they're trying to obviously take away the big play, so, Den Hartog's not going to force the ball into where there's 2 safeties or something like that where they can really have a pass breakup and maybe an interception to end the quarter.
So 3rd down and 15, ball at the 49-yard line. Now's the time for maybe that hook and ladder play that's in the back of the playbook. 3 receivers in a trips formation to the left, 1 receiver to the right. Den Hartog starts by looking right, and he's going to throw left to that trips receiver, and it gets knocked down as the quarter expires. The Eagles were ready for that play, and breaking that pass up was Grant Gordon. So time expires here, but it was an exciting first half of play. 28-14, Eden Prairie leads. We'll be right back in moments, and we'll break down with the halftime stats as well as some highlights. You're watching high school football on 12 Sports.
No matter where you live, life in the oceans depends on you. Do your part to keep them clean. Recycle and dispose of trash properly. To learn what you can do, go to keepoceansclean.org.
National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life.
Back at Hopkins High School, about to begin the third quarter, Lake Conference football, 2 undefeated teams. The Eagles of Eden Prairie, 3-0, and the number 1 team in the state, Hopkins, 4-0 coming in here, beginning conference play. Tough matchup here tonight, playing that number 1 team in the state, and they've fought with them punch for punch. They've made a few mistakes here tonight, and the mistakes, when you make the mistakes against the number 1 team in the state, it ends up with points in their favor on the scoreboard.
There you go. Yeah, this is. I'm impressed that Hopkins is playing with the level of poise that they have. They haven't panicked on anything yet, and if they don't panic, regardless of what the score is, they're going to be fine. And I think that's one of the things that Coach Dan Hartog and his coaches have done a great job of preparing their kids emotionally to play a full game.
Sam Mars will kick this one off to the Royals. And taking it up the right side is Hickman for Hopkins. Hickman gets up near the 30-yard line, and that's where JT Den Hartog and his Royals will come back onto the football field down by 2 scores, down by 2 touchdowns against this tough Eagles defense. And, you know, I think we've seen what the Hopkins offense can do here tonight. If they can do it against Eden Prairie, they're going to be able to do it against a number of teams, although the Lake Conference is as tough as it gets. Tough opponents looming on their schedule. But Hopkins offense seemed to do the trick right now, but defensively not getting enough stops in that first half. First down and 10, Den Hartog with 2 receivers to each side, ball on the right hash. And Cleat, the lone back in the backfield. Den Hartog back to pass, under some pressure here, pulls it down, gets away from the Eagles front line, but then gets cut up and taken down eventually for a sack. On the pressure defensively, Logan Dutzman, defensive back who came on a blitz, making that tackle.
Yeah, Eden Prairie brought their outside guy, Dutzman, off of the edge that time, and he really forced the play. And JT Den Hartog really did not have any place to throw the football. Good coverage by the secondary as the blitz occurred.
Wrinkle in the defense from Eden Prairie. They didn't bring a lot of pressure in that first half. They do it right off the bat. Dutzman comes. Now they come again, and another pass completion to the Royals on a 7-yard loss, and it takes a 5-yard gain on that reception to the near side. Giuliani makes the catch. Really didn't get much forward progress, and that's where Hopkins is really frustrated. I mean, that ball appeared to be caught near the 35-yard line, but he got pushed backwards where they mark him out of bounds at the 32. Excuse me, the 30-yard line, pushed out at the 27.
And usually you give him the credit for his longest, furthest upfield that he goes.
Eagles now with a 3-man front line coming. They brought pressure the first 2 plays. They're showing some pressure. They back off now. Only a 3-man rush. And Hartog looks down the middle, and he was looking down that middle of the seam for Giuliani, and getting his hands on that ball and breaking it up was Jack Cottrell, the captain linebacker for the Eagles.
Yeah, Cottrell didn't get much on this. just enough right there that Giuliani could not make the grab. That forces a 4th and long for Hopkins here inside their own 30-yard line. So the pressure on first down forces the play, a couple of incompletions, and now you're punting the ball. That's how critical the each play is, against this defense.
So control with a nice play there, and you saw the wrinkle in the defense of Eden Prairie. They really bought some heat the first couple of plays. On the punt return is Dutzman. Dutzman's been really a thorn in the side of the Royals all night long. This time he got tripped up early and not able to get much back on that return as Zach Condon was in on the takedown.
Yeah, Zach Condon did a good job of making the contain play and making a shoestring tackle.
Eden Prairie, though, with excellent field position. And, one thing that might be happening here for the Eagles, they might have found their starting quarterback. Who knew there was a quarterback controversy in Eden Prairie, but Bjorn Halverson has really brought something to the table here this evening that Coach Grant seems to like, because Halverson is back calling the shots in the huddle once again here as we begin Eden Prairie's first possession.
Yeah, Halverson was the #1 quarterback rating in the entire metro area last year when he was quarterbacking at Minnehaha. He's got all the talent in the world and is a very accomplished thrower and good quarterback all around.
And every quarterback can look good when you can hand the ball off to Fisher on a dive and he gets 8 yards up the middle as Fisher just plunges forward for an easy 8.
Yeah, it's a nice trap by the inside guys, and I think that with a 2-touchdown lead, we may see an awful lot of Fisher in this second half.
2nd down and 8 now. Fisher, the fullback in the I formation. He's going to block this time as they go left side. And that time on the carry was Anthony Anderson. Anderson gets enough for the first down, about a 3-yard gain on that carry as we have a Hopkins Royal defender down on the field and in some pain.
I don't know who that is, 44. That's the freshman, Sam Zuba.
Well, Zuba's getting his welcome to the Lake Conference here tonight.
Yeah, he's got a right ankle. He seems to be holding his right ankle.
Can you imagine lining up and playing against Eden Prairie as a freshman defensive lineman?
Yeah.
Well, here comes Zuby, C44 on the very right side of your screen there. He's following the play, and then he gets tripped there at the very end.
Yeah, it looks like he might have twisted or banged his ankle on something there. Maybe it's above his ankle or in the low part of his shin. He's pointing to his ankle and foot area.
Got to be a pretty tough kid, though, to earn that starting spot as a freshman. So we'll see how this one works out. Definitely favoring that right lower leg, ankle area.
Yeah, at 6 foot, 230 pounds, he's got the physical size to play, but he, just the physical and emotional maturity will have to come.
Well, he's not wanting to put any weight on that right foot. No. That's a little uncommon. Usually you kind of can limp it a little bit.
Right.
He's not even putting it down on the turf. So Zuba checks in and checks out rather with that injury. Into the ball game comes DeMonte Jackson in a spot, 5'8", 240-pound defensive tackle, a junior for the Royals. And we'll get things started here now. 1st down and 10. Ball at the Hopkins 39-yard line. Eagles already one defensive stop 3 and out in this 3rd quarter, and the offense is charging once again. Halverson hands off to Fisher. Fisher bangs off a couple of defenders and gets taken down for a short gain. Nice job defensively by the Royals that time, making the tackle. Zach Neary on the tackle.
Pickup of about 2.
And this is where that Eden Prairie offense plays so nicely with having a 2-touchdown lead.
Yeah, this is, when you can hand the ball inside the tackles to a running back like Fisher, and then your back, your number 2 choice for the running the football.
Here comes that inside give.
Yeah.
And finally, they stack him up. Boy, his first run that hasn't went for over 10 yards. This one actually goes for negative. Jacob Woodring out of the wing tee, taking that ball from the left side.
Yeah, this is the inside handoff, the wingback reverse. And first couple times they ran that, it went pretty good. And that time the Hopkins defense, the lineman ate it right up. They made sure that the pulling guard didn't have a lot of room to work, and that the pointed tackle had a couple of people.
Anderson, the deep back in the I formation, double tights, one receiver left. Halverson under center, hands off to Fisher. Fisher breaks one tackle, then fights through a couple of more. He's very close to that first down, but the Royals look like they have him just short.
He's just short. Again, he bangs the ball pretty good, and you can see the yards after contact that he has are incredible. He keeps his legs going all the time. I said that too many times, but that's the way he runs. And now they got that heavy backfield in with Reinke as the lead back.
Reinke and Fisher in the backfield. Reinke's been the lead blocker in many of these plays, and Fisher just goes right through it. He's going to get loose for this one. It's going to be a 27-yard gain about, as he gets taken down inside the 5-yard line, down to the 3. It would have been a 30-yard touchdown run had he been able to get loose there, but couldn't break that last tackle.
This is well blocked at the point of attack, and again, you can see the shoulders over the toes. Great attitude for running the ball, and a nice saving tackle by Terrence Bowers. To save the touchdown. The ball's inside the 5-yard line.
We've given Fisher all kinds of credit, but that time offensive line excellent as well. Tony Yost, Tyler Young, Ethan Stortle, Robert Olson, and Eric Dunn simply getting it done up there. 3 juniors among those 5 we just called out, too. A lot of young, beefy talent for the Eden Prairie Eagles. Fisher, again, right up the middle, and it's the hat trick. His 3rd touchdown of the night. Almost too easy that time for the Eagles. A 4-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles spread their wings and build onto their lead.
You know, once again, we see that the surge by the offensive line, as you just mentioned, Joe, they get such good drive off the ball that Fisher doesn't even have to. He doesn't even have to work that hard. I'm sure he thinks he's working hard, but those big guys up front are really, really doing a job for him.
Sam Maher is on to attempt his 5th extra point of the night. And Eden Prairie will now put 35 points on the board as we take another look at this Fisher touchdown.
Yeah, the offensive lineman for Eden Prairie, you can see they're getting their shoulders underneath the shoulders of the defensive lineman for Hopkins and just moving them right off the line of scrimmage. And Dan Fisher just has to follow that and keep his feet going, and he gets into the end zone.
Tell you what, this Eden Prairie team is ranked number 1 in the state with good reason. They come back as the defending state champs. But if you look at what they've done to their opponents this year, and these are not bad opponents, folks.
Yeah.
Champlin Park, 55-20. Champlin Park is one of the better teams in the Northwest Suburban Conference.
And that was a 14-0 trail that they were behind. Eden Prairie was behind 14-0 in that game.
They beat Rosemount 34-7. Rosemount, pretty traditional power down there in the south.
Right.
Centennial 49-12. Centennial not a strong program, but not one anyone you can shake your head at.
Exactly. You know, and you got to figure that, you know, everybody wants to play Eden Prairie and play your best game against them, and they're still doing that.
Ooh, here comes a nice little break and tackle off a spin move. Shaheed Hickman gets loose for a nice return across the 30-yard line when he looked like he was all bottled up near the 20. On the season this year, Eden Prairie's offense averaging 46 points per game while only allowing 13.
There's your margin of victory right there.
There's Hickman. Once again, look at him get loose. Nice little move and a rare
Nice
mistake
spin,
by the
yeah.
Eagles in missed tackling. Hickman looking like another number 20 I've seen in blue. a little Barry Sanders-like on that return.
Absolutely.
First down at 10. 31-yard line for the Royals offense. Not a good possession to open up the half. Let's see if they can make up for that now. They hand it off on first down, and David Cleat, with not much running room, will pick up just about 1 or 2 yards.
Klein in on the tackle.
Cleat had to step out right there, got shaken up, and they'll check in with Shaheed Hickman. So Hickman steps into the backfield. This is the first time we've seen a different running back in the backfield all night for the Royals. 3-man rush for the Eagles, as Den Hartog will keep it on the quarterback draw. He breaks a tackle and gets close to a first down, finally wrapped up and taken down there by Alex Klein. Nice run by Den Hartog. There was a good read by the middle linebackers. They saw the play happening, but they still were blocked when they tried to get past the guards.
Yeah, that was again another well-executed quarterback draw by JT and the offensive line. The offensive line is doing a good job of getting the defensive linemen out of the way.
Defensive back blitz there, and the Royals had a pretty good play call on for it as they throw the screen underneath the Ricky Johnson. Johnson gets upfield for about a gain of 6 yards. The blitz was coming from the opposite side of the football field, but it was coming from the secondary, and Den Hartog was able to see that and get rid of the football.
It was pretty nicely set up. You got to get one more guy down blocking, and that'll make a huge difference. But that was a well executed screen pass, and a first down screen, not a bad thing to do when you got 5 or 6 people coming at you hell bent for election.
Yeah, Cottrell's just a hard linebacker, I think, to pick up in that situation. High snap there, not handled very well by Den Hartog. I think it was probably a design draw anyways, but Vidal Johnson got a hold of him and wrapped him up good. Only took him down near the line of scrimmage there. Maybe a gain of 1 on that play.
It looks like we're going to have about 3rd and 4. That's not the first time. Den Hartog does a nice job of handling the snaps. Very few bad snaps shake him up too badly. I mean, that was a pretty high snap, and he handled the ball very well, did what he could with it, and made a yard. But that's better than not having anything.
Oh, nice surge from the offensive line. That was on 3rd down. You wouldn't expect it, but the Royals keep it on the ground, and they look like they picked up the first down on the run by David Clear.
It's a good turnout there by the halfback coming across and turning out Vidal Johnson to give Clear just enough of a running lane to get in there and get that first down.
Cottrell made the tackle for the Eagles, but not shy of the first down. So Hopkins moves the chains once again across the 50-yard line and now into Eagle territory. 5.5 to go in the 3rd quarter. Den Hartog throws it to an unsuspecting wide receiver, Ricky Johnson, who was blocking for a screen play. So just a miscommunication on the play that was called by Hopkins.
Yeah, Ricky Johnson had his back to the quarterback, so that tells you that obviously he was not expecting the football.
Looked like he thought maybe it was a run play. Dutzman was coming on a blitz from the outside. Den Hartog only had about a fraction of a second left. See the Eagles shuffling in late here, some defensive substitutions. Well, the Royals aren't able to get a play off quickly enough to take advantage. Handoff goes to Cleat up the middle. Pretty good pickup.
A gain of about 5 for Cleat, so it'll be 3rd and 5.
Alex Klein makes the tackle for the Eagles. Klein did a good job of shutting that one down quickly as he shuffled down the line there, because that one could have been a pretty good gainer had Klein not made that tackle.
Absolutely.
3rd down and 6 now. 3 receivers right. Johnson. Ricky Johnson split up to the left. Cleat and Den Hartog getting on the same page. Den Hartog now talking to his offensive lineman. The Eagles are showing some pressure. Here they come. Handoff goes to Cleat right into the heart of that pressure. And he was able to push forward for about a yard after contact. But clearly not enough for a first down. That's going to bring up a key 4th down play for the Royals.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is 4 down territory or not, but I offensively, you hate to turn the ball over at this point in the field, but you're down by 3 scores. You pretty much have to, your hand is forced here. So this is a big play for both teams.
No pressure coming. Actually, there's a late blitz coming, and they pick it up. Cleat catches it into the flats, and he surges forward for the first down, but they're going to call an illegal block on the outside. The Eagle player is down and injured, and off comes the helmet as well. Zach Meary looks like it's going to be the guilty party on the block. And
probably a clip, which is going to be a 15-yarder. Still either an illegal block in the back or a clip.
Oh, it was really a nice play executed by the Royals.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
Down.
And to the, a nice throw to the tailback, and Cleat does a good job of personal foul. Personal
foul on the Royals.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Now, Coach Grant not happy at all with the injury that occurred because of the penalty, and Hopkins not happy with the call of the penalty.
Yeah.
And we can't tell what the personal foul call is. I mean, he's clearly telling the Hopkins coaching staff what the penalty is.
It's going to remain 4th down, so it's going to be a 15-yard penalty from the Eden Prairie 40-yard line.
All right, you're going to see Cleat number 5 is going to be the receiver. Now look for 1, the blocker. Boy,
that
was a little high, but boy, I don't know if it was. It wasn't an obvious penalty to me.
No,
I think because of.
It was a hard hit. It was a vicious hit up above the shoulders, but he didn't hit him with his head.
Oh boy. I mean, his arm.
And he's face to face with him. It's not a clip. I don't, it's just a good hard hit.
To me, that's a football hit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's always been a football hit. I understand we're protecting the heads a little bit more now, but.
Right. And an open field hit like that should not, I don't know.
That's a receiver on a linebacker. I mean,
right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I don't know. I don't see.
I mean, Cottrell didn't see it coming. I mean, but that's, head on a swivel, right?
Yeah, the hardest hits I ever had playing college football were when I didn't see him coming like that.
Here comes, again, a nice return from Dutzman, who's been a dangerous special teams player all night long, as well as a great defensive player.
Absolutely.
Dutzman gets the ball almost up to the original line of scrimmage after the punt.
Well, that's, that penalty is the kind of play that can really take the wind out of your sails, too, because you had a nice play on 4th down, a somewhat controversial call, a big hit that, the contact goes against you with a personal foul, and then a decent run back. Now you're wondering what the heck, what's going on, and now you got to come up and face this offense that is going to jam the ball right at you.
Boy, and I going back to that penalty real quickly, I understand there's an emphasis on protecting the head right now, and that must be what they thought happened. Now you can see Bjorkman going deep, and he's got his receiver down the field. The speed, once again, this time it's Evan Banks, actually. I was going to say the speed of Connor Johnson catches him off guard, but this was Evan Banks who gets behind the secondary. Bjorkman makes a beautiful pass.
Yeah, Bjorn Halverson does a nice job getting the ball right past the safety, and Evan Banks does a nice job of getting deeper than the safeties.
Bjorn Halverson puts that one up in the air nicely, gets behind to the secondary, and you could kind of sense Eden Prairie was going to do that. They weren't happy with that penalty.
Right.
And it's not surprising that play came out right away. Handoff goes left side. Nice defensive play in the backfield there, tripping up that one with Deshaun Gregory. We've called his name a couple of times here tonight defensively. He's had a nice night.
Yeah, a loss of 1 or 2 yards on that play. Good outside pressure from Deshaun Gregory that time.
Well, Halverson throws a pretty good deep ball, I can tell you that. We've seen that out of him tonight. I mean, I'm curious now, because you put what you think is one of the best quarterbacks around with this kind of offense.
Right.
That's pretty dangerous, right?
And he's replacing the quarterback that started on the state championship football team last year.
Right. Well, I'd be really curious to see him, how his short passing game could work as well in this offense. I think, unfortunately, tonight we're probably not going to see it because of the score and the circumstance, but down the line in some closer games, Halverson is going to have a chance to showcase that throwing ability.
Yeah. As he gets more comfortable with this offense, he's going to get better at it, as long as he can run the football.
Eden Prairie really taking their time now, no surprise, as the clock winds down here to 2 minutes to go in quarter number 3. sizable 35-14 lead as they've come out and really controlled this third quarter. Halverson hands off now to Anderson. Anderson met just beyond the line of scrimmage there and gets a few yards on that carry. Late flag coming down, and
there was a lot of pushing and shoving all over the field after the whistle blew on by both teams here, and I almost suspect that this may end up being a double personal foul or double unsportsmanlike just to calm things down.
Well, it's really silly if it's on Hopkins because you're about to get a fourth down situation here.
And fourth and relatively long for this part of the field, too.
You don't go give a first down here. See Zach Murray leaving the football field after that penalty. I don't know if it was on Murray or not. He got the personal foul on the offensive play, of course. These are offsetting plays like Bill You'd thought. That's kind of a way of referees indicating to calm things down a little bit here.
Yep.
Without penalizing either team.
You know, and the penalty is that the coaching staff for Hopkins took Zach Meyer off the field, and he's not in there right now. Who do you think is going to get the football in this situation?
Well, I think that might be the trick.
You know, and maybe
this one's going to the air.
Yeah, I think that this one might be going to Zach Hovey on the drag.
And here comes the play action fake. And out of the backfield, it's going to be the big guy instead, not Hovey. The defensive tackle, Tyson Reinke, catches it out of the backfield, and Reinke looks like he probably got a first down after that broken tackle. Well, nice reward for Reinke, who's been leading the way blocking in that same formation, and I think we kind of both felt that there was no way they were going to run it again on 4th down and 5.
Right.
They wanted to set this play up. Halverson puts a good ball on Reinke, and Reinke does just enough to get that first down after the catch.
First and goal at about the 6-7 yard line, 7-yard line.
First and goal from the 7-yard line. Halverson under center, same formation as before. Reinke and Fisher in the backfield. Can Fisher get his 4th touchdown of the night? And he does. Fisher, 4 touchdowns on the night. Came into this game with 5 on the season and has really added to that total here tonight.
Well, it's just that inside trap play has just been a little too much for the Hopkins defense. The linebackers aren't able to get up and fill. They're getting involved right away, and it's really created a problem because Fisher is a physical runner, and when you don't have people in to get to him right at the line of scrimmage, he's going to batter you. And we've got a Hopkins defensive back. Here we'll see the touchdown run that Fisher just bangs in there. You can see from this angle, look at his shoulders.
I think what, the impressive thing when you watch them continue to run the football into the end zone with Fisher there, everyone in the stadium knows what play they're running right there.
Yeah.
And they can continue to run it successfully.
Yeah, absolutely. That just tells you the poise and the determination of the offensive line. This is where offensive line coaches just love the game, because he just tell you guys, hey, you just move these guys and we're going in the end zone. Offensive linemen love this.
Well, this is turning out to be a little bit more of a blowout than maybe we expected, but it's something that Eden Prairie has done in the past when you think it could be a pretty good ball game. Now, Hopkins was not the team that they are this year, last year, but a similar thing happened last year when these two teams lined up.
Right.
Eden Prairie took care of business.
Well, and it's one of those things where it's an attrition thing. Eden Prairie, they don't look that great in the first half, but they do some things that keep you off balance. They move the ball, they get a couple of scores, they play some defense, they get a break, and then it's gone. And pretty soon you're looking up at the score, and they've got 42 points. You're wondering, how'd that happen?
Yeah, last year Eden Prairie won in this matchup 56-7. looking at 98-21 now in the last 2 years if you combine the two scores. And, you know, people who know something about football would, you know, look at these two teams and say they're much more even than that.
Right.
Another nice return, it looks like, out of Shahid Hickman. Well, maybe not too much, but he seems to make a little something out of nothing every time he touches the ball.
Hickman on the return.
But boy, you notice that each kickoff is a little bit closer to the goal line. Earlier in the game, they're getting out past the 30. Now they're barely getting to the 20.
So now even the kickoff team is wearing you down, you say?
Well, I'm just saying that, you know, Eden Prairie is very disciplined. They're very controlled. And you look at where he's got to run. Everywhere he turns and look, he sees a red hat. In a kickoff, you know, you really depend on one burst of speed, getting past one guy, and then trying to pick your way through the field. He hasn't been able to get past that one guy.
JT Den Hartog working out of the gun. Throws it right side to Zach Mary, who gets taken down quickly after that reception. He catches that one at the 25 and was quickly taken down.
A nice grab by Mary because he caught that knowing he was going to get hit. He had two nice catches on that play, one of the ball and one of the D-back.
Mary's good possession receiver for the Royals, and they probably got his number circled a little bit more right now, as he's the one that hurt their star middle linebacker, Jack Cottrell. Look at JT Den Hartog getting it done with his feet there, scrambling and running out the right side past the first down marker and out of bounds near the 30-yard line.
Yeah, that's a nice footwork by JT Den Hartog, making the best of what happens. He said, gets a lot of people to have to redirect and gets out of bounds.
Clock stopped with 8.5 seconds to go. Here comes the blitz from the Eagles. Den Hartog throws it underneath the coverage. A nice catch there, and Ricky Johnson's able to break a tackle, spin around, and get across the 35, down to the 36-yard line for Hopkins as time expires in the third quarter. So as we flip it to the fourth quarter, Eden Prairie has expanded its lead as we head to the fourth. 42-14, it's all Eagles here at Hopkins High School.
Think you found every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. If you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills one person every hour. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
The recession took a toll on jobs, but some manufacturers in Brooklyn Park say they can't find enough qualified workers.
One of the largest World War I memorials in the country gets a fresh new look in Robbinsdale.
The Maple Grove hockey team scored a big win over Benilde St. Margaret's. It's the second time the Crimson...
After 34 years in the same route, a Plymouth mail carrier says goodbye.
Discover your neighborhood news.
And stories you can only see here.
Discover 12 News.
Fourth quarter, back here at Hopkins High School. Second down and 7. Den Hartog takes it out of the gun, rolls to his left, and now throws it and completes the pass past the first down marker. Ricky Johnson has it for another Hopkins first down. Den Hartog and his receivers have a good thing going here this evening. They've had a really good night. You know,
yes, they have.
Things have thrown them off schedule, and they're playing against probably one of the best defenses in the state. So you have to take everything with kind of a grain of salt, but passing game has been there. I mean, the plays are there. You see Eden Prairie jump off sides and across the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they've moved the ball well all night long. They've only had a couple of 3-and-outs.
Penalties have hurt them. I mean, you have to play a pretty perfect game against Eden Prairie to win, and there's been far too many penalties on the team in blue here tonight.
Absolutely, that really just kills you.
This one, however, is on the Eagles. It's offsides and an easy one to call. Ball moves out to the 50-yard line now. First down and 5 for Den Hartog and the Royals. As JT sends Giuliani in motion. Now sends him out even further to the right. So there's 3 receivers right. Johnson, the lone receiver, to the left. Handoff goes inside to Cleat, and Cleat has a first down and more after he breaks a tackle and spins out of another one right around the 40-yard line at the 41 of Eden Prairie.
Here's a nice hard run by David Cleat. We haven't seen him really break free, but that's the kind of move that he makes. You see, he gets his shoulders down over his toes as well and has good power and good durability.
Out of the shotgun, handoff goes back to Cleat, this time left side, breaks another tackle and surges forward for an extra 5-6 yards after initial contact. That'll be a pickup of 7 yards.
Yeah, if you don't wrap David Cleat up, he's going to run right by you. Watch how he bangs off of the initial hit, keeps his feet, slides past 3 tacklers, and then gets upfield for a gain of 7 when he gets hit at the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 3. Den Hartog, left side, catch is made. However, it looks like Ricky Johnson came back a little bit on his own rather than diving forward for that first down. Not a heads-up play by Johnson. He had the first down, or it was right there. Just needed to dive forward and get that first down. Was looking for more, ended up getting less.
Yeah, they kind of the mark kind of split the difference between where his furthest upfield and where the ball was finally stopped. It's still 3rd and short.
Well, that time I think he actually came back a little bit himself. He should have just caught that, jumped forward. Have a little more awareness where the first down marker is. But now he's trying to make up for it, and this one goes through his hands as Den Hartog rifled one right into some pretty tight coverage.
Yeah, that was he had to let that one go right now. That's basically a one-step throw, and just went right off of the hands of the receiver.
Hopkins is shifting up the personnel a little bit here for this upcoming 4th down and short play. And it looks like they might have brought in an extra offensive lineman, but actually it's an offensive lineman who's going to be in the backfield and kind of a wishbone offense. They also brought in a tight end for the first time here tonight.
Right.
So full backfield there for the Royals on 4th down and 1, and they're going to pass anyways. Get one-on-one coverage to the outside for Zach Meary. Who are we kidding? It's just a formation. They want to put the ball in the air, right?
Yes, absolutely, and that was well done. They got the linebacker sucked in, gave Meary a one-on-one coverage, and all he has to do is turn his shoulders inside, show the one. There it is. Nicely done by Meary and J.T. Hartog. Meary getting his body in the right position, and Den Hartog getting him the ball.
Tyler Young, the defensive end for Eden Prairie, nearly got his hands on that one. And Hartog, play action fake. It's blown up from the blitz on a Logan Dutzman, who's had just really a great night for the Eagles all around.
And that's that's a safety blitz. Coming hard off the edge. He's not touched.
20's a difference maker in white, isn't he?
Yes, he is. You know, you like to have an aggressive defensive back that can play pass defense and can still, when you have to send him, can figure out where he has to be in the backfield to make the play.
And now he's out here on the near side of the field playing one-on-one against Zach Meary. This throw intended for Cleat, who was looking for his first catch of the night, just didn't come down with it, lost his concentration, frustrated with himself there with that drop.
Yep. And here we'll see David Cleat coming out. He's actually the second choice. Takes his eyes off of the football, quits watching the ball with his eyes right before it hits his hands, and when that happens, every time the ball goes through from there.
Well, would have been a decent pickup for Hopkins.
Mm-hmm.
Ends up bringing up a 3rd down and 17 play, and this is Eden Prairie at the advantage. Will just end up rushing 3 usually and drop back into coverage and fill up those passing lanes with Eagles. Den Hartog looking down the middle of the seam, and he catches his receiver wide open and then shaking a tackle and spinning into the end zone for a touchdown is Terrence Bowers, who had checked in.
Well, that was a nice catch in an open zone and a great second effort by Bowers to get in the end zone. Well executed play on the whole way around. Offensive line, nice job protecting Then Hartog gets the ball to the right guy in the right place, and he breaks a couple of tackles to get in the end zone.
That was maybe one of the first times, too, where the Royals really hit a seam up the middle.
Right.
And it wasn't really a slant play necessarily, like a short slant. They really went to the outside well here tonight, especially when he's rolling out. But they haven't really attacked up the middle of the field, and that time they were able to do so.
Absolutely. And the result is a nice touchdown. And again, like we said earlier, Joe, these guys have moved the ball well against a very, very good defense. Defense is giving up 13 points a game, and they're up to 20 right now.
I should mention, pretty much the starting defense was in there for Eden Prairie. However, Jack Cottrell is out of the game still for Eden Prairie. I can look across the sidelines and see him now. It looks like he's icing kind of the back of his neck area.
Yeah.
As we'll take a look at this touchdown. You see Denartog steps into this pass. Nice ball. The coverage was actually pretty decent. And then look at the finish of the play. Nice hustle, and he really had a feel for where that end zone was.
Yeah, not great
Terrence
tackling
Bowers.
effort, yeah. Bowers breaks the tackle right here, gets upfield. Not a good effort there, and then just breaks the 1-2 tackles right there at the goal line to get in the end zone. Now's the time to kick it off. There's no return team.
Eden Prairie talking things over on this return. Up 42-21 on Hopkins. They're just talking about the possibility of an onside kick here and how to field that. They have their hands team on the field. You can tell that by the size of the front line, and Logan Dutzman, number 20, is one of them. Not really. There it is. It's perfect.
There it is.
Holy smokes, was that a good-looking play? It wasn't even really an onside kick, was it? That ball hung up in the air. And recovering it for Hopkins was MJ Miles.
The linesman on this side signaled that it was first down for Eden Prairie. I think he's wrong. Unless you're not allowed to catch the ball in the air.
Well, why couldn't you?
I don't know. The ball traveled 10 yards.
Oh, yeah. It's an absolute perfect play. And I mean, if you can't do that, what can you do to get an onside kick?
I don't understand this at all. If the ball hit the ground before he covered it, then it's a perfectly legal play. My goodness, that surprises me.
Oh, and it looks like
he called an interference. There was nobody near.
Coach Den Hartog got a reasonable explanation though. So the rule must be that you can't catch the ball in the air because Coach Den Hartog kind of said, "Okay, I got it," but I'm really surprised that.
Look at it again. If the ball hits the ground, then it's not an interference. There's nobody making contact. There's no contact, but he does catch the ball in the air.
But how did that ball get kicked like that? It must have hit the turf right after the tee. You can't get that angle. I'd like to look at that again if we can, Truck. I don't think you can kick the ball on the top of the football and get that kind of flight. As Eden Prairie picks up about 10 yards on their first carry. Jacob Woodring on the carry as Eden Prairie takes over possession. This actually is going to be just shy of a first down. There wasn't
an Eden Prairie player.
That hits the ground, and that's what an onside kick is.
Yeah.
The referee's wrong. The kicker didn't kick underneath the football. He kicked the top of it. It was just a perfect onside kick.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the officiating crew missed that one. It's a hard one to see. It's a hard one to see, but I tell you, that's a critical play for the Hopkins Royals. They hit a touchdown. They get the ball right back at inside the Eden Prairie territory.
Handoff goes up the middle to Anderson. Okay, so we're going to take a look. Maybe I'm not right here, but I'm just looking where the kicker makes contact with the football. God, maybe he doesn't kick that off the ground.
I don't know.
But, I mean, that's...
But there wasn't an Eden Prairie player in the same zip code with the football when it was covered. That's the frustrating part for the Hopkins guys is
they executed
it perfectly.
Yeah. Handoff goes. Oh, the ball's on the ground now. Woodring couldn't handle it. It's still on the turf, and the Royals appear to have it. Hopkins football at the 50-yard line.
Well, there was some kind of justice there somewhere, Joe.
Jacob Woodring.
And Woodring doesn't mishandle the ball.
Oh, Woodring's had an excellent night tonight, and really an unforced error, just puts the ball on the turf with no pressure around him. Bad exchange between he and Halverson.
Good hustle by the Hopkins defense to force the play and cover the ball. 7:50 to go in the game, 3 touchdown difference. That's a tall order to try to get the ball 3 times, but you can only do it 1 play at a time.
But it's much more exciting than if they didn't have the ball, right?
There you go.
Here comes the handoff up the middle. The tall order that Hopkins has in front of them, but they're going to go for it and try. As Cleat takes the ball left side for 3 yards. Den Hartog now out of the gun. 2 receivers to each side. He looks right side right away. Finds an open receiver who takes an immediate hit. Derek Soderberg on the tackle. On the reception was Caskey. And Caskey did a good job of securing that football.
Yeah, he got hit right now too.
Boy, Den Hartog's going to have to put an ice pack on that shoulder tonight. He's thrown a lot of footballs.
Derek Soderberg out there as the corner making a nice tackle, but it's a 3rd and 3 for Hopkins.
Here comes the screen to Meary. Catches it underneath. Does not get back to the first. Gets past the line of scrimmage, but not to the first down marker.
Just short of the first down. I thought he stretched out far enough, but he didn't quite get far enough to get the first down.
Tyson Reinke makes a great recovery there at the defensive tackle spot. A senior, highly recruited Eagle going to Kent State, where he's committed. Out of the shotgun now, 4th down and 1 to go. Den Hartog making some adjustments. And this one's thrown too low for Meary. Can't make the catch. Falls incomplete. And Hopkins' drive will come to an end as Eden Prairie offense comes back onto the football field.
I think this one, JT just rushed this one a little bit. He got not a great snap, but he just rushed it a little bit. The ball was a little bit low to Murray, and it just didn't quite get there. That's really only the first less than really good pass that he's thrown tonight.
1st and 10 for the Eagles now at the Eden Prairie 42-yard line, and we see a lot of substitutions coming in now for the Eagles. Halverson will continue at quarterback, but a lot of other new players into the game. I formation, handoff goes to the fullback. And it's Fisher again on the carry.
Fisher, the ball carrier.
Now for Eden Prairie, the important thing is to get 1 or 2 first downs. They really don't need to score again. What they need to do is chew up as much clock as they possibly can. If they score, it's going to be after they run the ball 6 or 8 times, and they're going to average about 5-6 yards a carry here.
I saw them getting ready a second unit of offense, but I guess they actually decided to go back to the first one. I misspoke a moment ago. That is the #1 unit of offensive line on the field right now for the Eagles. Halverson now with 2nd down and 5 at the Eagles 46. Hopkins really putting a lot of players in the box there, but it doesn't matter. Fisher gets a big hole and then gets wrapped up by the legs. As taking him down was Randy Tanaka, but he still got enough for the first down.
Absolutely, and this is going to be your diet the rest of the game for Eden Prairie. They're just going to feed Dan Fisher the football and see what that Hopkins defense, if that Hopkins defensive front can get up there and stop him at the line of scrimmage. If they don't, they're going to be watching 37 an awful lot.
I got really bad news for all the Lake Conference teams. Three of these offensive line are juniors, and so is Fisher.
Yeah.
There's a big play in the backfield right there. Jumping across and making the tackle is Harry Moma for the Royals.
Ray Wilson, the ball carrier, and he's met right now. Good play.
Saw Fisher, the fullback, couldn't get out there fast enough to Momo, who just kind of ran around him.
Yep.
Yeah, as I was saying prior to that, though, junior offensive line laden with a running back who's scoring at will in his first 4 games of the year. All coming back in a year still. I mean, they have a chance to really make a push for 3 state championships.
Right.
But a lot of work to do between then and now, but that handoff goes to Woodring, who gets the football and makes up for that earlier fumble as he picks up positive yards and gets back to the original line of scrimmage, or just short of it.
Be 3rd and about 11 here for Eden Prairie with 3:59 and counting in the game. So, you know, Hopkins not going to have the ball enough times unless they can score very, very quickly. So the clock is just working totally against Hopkins right now.
Halverson's going to go to the air on 3rd down and 11, rolls to his right, decides to keep it on the ground, and he gets taken down again by Harry Momo, who's having a nice little possession defensively for the Royals.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think even on a play like that where Halverson's going to look like he wants to throw the football, I think he probably actually will not. Of course, now you got 4th down. My guess is we'll punt the ball. 4th and 10.
Halverson, being the punter for the Eagles, will probably have some benefits down the road too in fake punt situations.
Yeah, this is
hey, inside the 10, you let it go.
This is a good situation. You have as versatile a player as Halverson as your punter. Gives you a lot of options on 4th and critical in a big ball game.
Delay game on the Eagles and marching back 5 yards. They wanted to use every last tick of that play clock that they could.
They've got 3 timeouts. You could have let it go to 39 seconds and taken the timeout and not had the penalty.
Not a very good snap. Halverson fields it and somehow gets off a beautiful punt. Holy smokes.
He thought he was going to get ripped too.
Somehow he didn't get hit at all, and this ball is going to roll down inside the 10-yard line. Boy, I'll tell you what, that really changed fortunes in a hurry there. That could have been dangerous for the Eagles.
Absolutely. Watch him handle this here. He sees a guy coming. Says, oh, I'm going to get whacked, and he didn't. I think he's surprised that he didn't get hit.
Well, you can tell you can tell he's a football player, not a real punter, because a real punter would have found a way to get hit there and would still be flailing on the field.
There you go.
Yeah, we'd be still taking that punter off the field right now.
There you go.
1st down and 10 for the Royals. Ball at about their 10-yard line. Handoff goes up the middle, left side, and a couple of spin moves trying to free himself from that tackle with Shaheed Hickman. And he gets nice positive yards on that carry. Hickman picks up about 7.
Yeah, 2:13 to go in the game. Undoubtedly, this will be the last possession for Hopkins. They're going to want to make the most of it.
From some pressure from the Eagles, and Dan Hartog had to get rid of the ball in a hurry, and he just overshoots Adam Caskey. That'll bring up 3rd down. So 3rd down and 3 now for the Royals. Ball on the turf on the mishandled snap. And this one will go back to the Eagles. Recovering that fumble recovery was starting defensive end Vaudell Johnson.
He's had a nice game tonight. Small guy, really aggressive player.
Defense, come on, D.
That ball looked like it banged right off of JT Dan Hartog's knee.
Oh, nice timing. Here comes the rain.
There we go.
Just kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, for sure.
All of a sudden it's pouring, and the ball's on the ground again. Well, this could be ugly here.
Yeah,
fumbles. Thank God we're on a turf field. This could get interesting. I don't think there was a single drop before the rain came. All of a sudden, I heard I think 1,000 teenage girls scream.
Yeah. I agree with that 100%.
Second down at 14, under a minute and a half to go here as time's kind of dwindling, and everyone wants to get out of here now with the rain the way it just came on.
Yep. That really came quickly here.
People in the press box, nice and dry, are trying to figure out how to get to our cars. Handoff goes to the right side. And wrapped up and taken down there is Ray Wilson. Nice job getting back there by Deshaun Gregory to make that tackle. And that will bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Eagles. Under a minute to go. They'll have to run 2 more plays. So they can probably pretty much... Actually, this will be the last play right here.
Yeah, they're going to wait until they...
You could take a knee right here, but...
Yeah, I'm not sure that...
Eagles will run maybe one more play. Quarterback Ryan Connolly, a junior for the Eagles, will take the snap as he's taken the last couple. Connolly hands it off to Wilson again, right side. Wilson doing everything he can to get in the newspaper tomorrow with a touchdown, but just gets tackled short of the first down. This will bring up 4th down. So that'll be the last play of the game for the Eagles. And this one comes to an end. 42-21, Eden Prairie prevails in this one. Very impressive are the Eagles, the defending state champions. And for the Hopkins Royals, they fall to 4-1, their first loss of the year. Your thoughts on this game here tonight, Bill?
Well, I think it was a well-played game all the way around. There were probably too many penalties. I think both coaching staffs are not going to be comfortable with the number of penalties. Number of turnovers, a good hard-hitting game, you're going to get turnovers, and I think that's kind of what resulted here. But I think overall a well-played game. We saw what Eden Prairie is all about. Ball control offense, move the ball up and down the field, play defense when you have to, and don't give the other guy too much. And really was played out the way Eden Prairie wants it.
No doubt it's a good Eden Prairie football team. And for Hopkins, there's a little silver lining in this season in the way that the sections are set up, that they can earn maybe a 3rd slot in the seedings, win a playoff game, and they can slide over to the other side, and they can still find themselves in the state tournament and not have to go through an Eden Prairie or Wayzata. So that'll wrap things up here. 42-21, Eden Prairie moves to 4-0, and Hopkins to 4-1. Well, for our entire crew here at Channel 12, we thank you very much. And for Bill Hunstock, I'm Joe Moline. Thanks for watching 12 Sparks.